Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. Is anybody there? Hello? Can you hear us? Well, it's 11:10 p.m. UK time. Heading towards the witching hour. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit late this evening. Been dead busy. Hope you are all keeping well. We've got Twitch on. We've got anybody on YouTube? Hello? Yes, loud and clear. Hello there, Silverbird Song. Hello. Hello. So we've got Twitch on. I don't know why YouTube hasn't come on. Let me check. Hello there, Debbie. Yeah? Oh, yes, have come on. Must be a bit of a time delay. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you all are around the world. Hope you are all keeping well in these crazy, crazy times. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday evening. We are going to just go with the flow. And I think I'm going to do some remote viewing tonight, guys. YouTube is on. That's good. Well, it's all kicking off, isn't it? What with Tucker Carlson. Wow. And I did say that there's been that other guy from CNN, hasn't there? But we sort of expected that with him, didn't we? It was a bit of a shock with Tucker. Yeah. I'll look into that for you if you want, guys. Yeah, Lemon. So Dom Lemon or Don Lemon. We sort of knew it with him, didn't we? Even though he acted quite surprised. But let's see. I'm going to look into the cards tonight to see what's going to happen with Tucker, actually, if you want. And we'll just see what happens, what's going to sort of start to fall into place this year, should we say? And that's definitely this week we're going to look ahead. Yeah, Biden's announced he's going to run again, which is a bit strange, isn't it? Good evening in Ireland, just over the water. What's the weather been like over there? It's been quite gloomy over here today. He was shocked. Tucker knew it was coming. All right. Well, I think it's all to do with politics and dynamics, and I do feel that possibly the owner of Fox, is it Rupert Murdoch? I think his sons are sort of taken over the show a bit now because Rupert's getting on. And I don't feel they think the same way as Rupert. But it's as if Tucker became the product of Fox, didn't he? That's what actually happened. Yeah. So I believe that there's a lot to happen, and I did say this would happen last year. I was going on about all of this with the scandals to come out with the different news outlets and stuff like that, and I actually did say that there would be a news outlet what would get sued. But there's more to come, guys, and I don't know if you'd seen my little short I put out just earlier on, and I'm going to talk about this tonight, how we can not get triggered, which is very, very important, because I think it's going to get very heavy as the months go on. It cut out. Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Because I know we've had a bit of a temperamental time with the internets and things and gadgets. Yeah, that's good. There's been quite a few what's left from Fox, hasn't there? But you're going to understand, Tucker was, what's next for Tucker? I'm going to look for that tonight, because he was obviously making a lot of money. A lot of these people make a lot of money with these jobs. So he's not just going to go and work anywhere, is he? Unless he opens his own podcast. But I think his last one he did, there was a one, I know he interviewed Musk, didn't he? But he went on about something else. And maybe it just wound them up. What is 5-5? Just high five. $24 million a year Tucker was making. It's a lot of money, isn't it? I think that there's others out there what make more. I think that the other one, what's he called? The older guy, I think he's on more than him, you know. I'll get the cards. So I believe that what's next for Tucker, you know what I mean? Hi, James. Hannity, yes, I'm sure Hannity's on more. But don't quote us. So I hope you're all keeping well. And my router is not in a safe place. Oh dear. It could have had something to do with that rum do. It could have had. Oh, I've got a subscriber. Hello there. Love to Curly. Welcome to our little humble group. Now, I had put a little post out. I don't know if anybody'd seen it on YouTube, but I put it out on my business wall, and I had put it out on Discord as well. I will put the links for people who don't have the links. I'll put them afterwards when I edit the YouTube video after this stream. But basically it is that I will be still streaming. I will be still streaming 3 times a week. And it'll be a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Sunday. But Sunday it'll only be on Twitch. Okay? And it'll be deep underground stuff looking into, you know, world predictions and everything. You can subscribe to Twitch to enter and then to come into the live calls. So because you won't be getting a one on Sunday on the YouTube, I will be compensating for that, and you'll be getting a looking glass or something on the Saturday. So I won't let you down, guys. But for the ones who want to see us behind the scenes, head over and I'll put the links in to come onto Twitch. And it's going to get very interesting, put it that way. Okay. Right, let's get the cards. Oh, yes, and before I start, I'm getting a new oven, guys. Remember when I said that I had done all my whole house last year, and I had some renovation done, but I didn't replace the oven, and the oven's gone on the blink. Oh, we've got another one, Silverbird Song. Welcome. We're getting subscribers coming in left, right and centre on Twitch. So I'm getting a new oven because it's not cooking things properly in the oven. But it's very old, my oven. So there you go. Things would have to be replaced. James has got an itching leg again. Apparently James says he always gets an itching leg when he's watching this. It could be to do with just releasement. You know, like, because when you start to get relaxed, you become more aware of your body's energy and your physical symptoms, and we do get that when we're going through ascension. Let's start. And for anybody new coming in on the stream, I invoke all the angels, and for people it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church, which I used to do a long time ago, as a community. And that anybody who needs healing or they're worried about anybody, all you've got to do is write the name in the comment. what I do is I always say a prayer before I come live stream, so it fuses it up with Reiki and angelic healing, so that you will receive what you need, be it either for yourself or another person or an animal or a situation, whatever you're worried about. If you need healing or have prayers, write the name in the comments and you will receive healing. Mother Earth is definitely adjusting to new world. Michelle O'Malley on YouTube says her hand was itching. Yeah, there's been a lot of people who've been scratching and itching mine, because I know the pollen's been really bad recently. People are coming out in hives and all sorts of things. It broke out just last night. But I've got something called urticaria. I don't know if you've heard of that. I don't suffer so bad with it now that I used to. But I used to be really poorly with urticaria, and it was to do with wheat allergies and that type of thing. I still do eat wheat. I eat cookies and bread, but I'm very aware, and the pizzas and that. But if I do eat stuff like that, I break out. So at least I know the reason why now. But I tend to keep away from wheat if I can help it. So let's start. And you find a lot of people who are starseeds, who are very sensitive, they tend to be allergic to this world. That's what I was told by the doctor at the hospital. You are allergic to this world. That's what he said to us. I had that many intolerances. Okay, let's start. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. Let me get myself comfortable. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I think my dinger's going on the dinger, isn't it? Let's get the other one, because I think we're going to go woo-woo tonight. We're going to go woo-woo. We're going to look into all sorts. Noise vibration always brings them in. It raises the vibration. It's like smudging. Clears the energy. I feel I've got fairy elementals coming in tonight. The animal kingdom. Got Lady Direwolf, my animal guide. Let's bring in Jed, my spirit guide. White buffalo. Star, which you're going to be doing sometime in channeling Starfire. Ra, which I've recently connected with from a past life. He likes to give his information. And little A2I. There we go. This circle is cast. Let healing and truth begin. Right, let's put them down there. Okie dokie. Let's get a drink of coffee. Twitch isn't working. It should be working. If you're not subscribed, it won't work. It should, well, no, you should be able to still see it, but it's for subscribers for commenting now, and you'll not be able to see the previous, to see everything, because sometimes I'll just hop on there randomly through the day. You just get us behind the scenes. So because it's a streaming channel. Okay. So you need to subscribe so you can also see the previous stuff in the library as well. The Chinese bowls, that's what they're called. Singing bowls. Okay, so before we go woo-woo, I'm just going to check out Tucker, see what's happening, what's happened, and what's going to happen to him. Let's see what the cards and my guides have to say. He's been there a long time, hasn't he? Do you remember when he first came on, he used to wear, on social media, he used to wear like a dicky bow, Tucker Carlson, didn't he? I think somebody was interviewing him and they said, why did you stop wearing a dicky bow tie? And I think he said that because people thought that he was not taking him serious. Yes, you'll receive healing. This is just a little update. Let's see what's going on with Tucker. I mean, all the stuff to go with the election in 2024, it's going to be going on and on and on. So we'll look into that properly on Thursday night for yous. And then I'll be looking into a deep one. A deep one on Sunday night on Twitch. And if you don't get a looking glass this week, because I am very busy, you'll get something extra on Saturday. Tucker Carlson. Give us a true what's going to happen to Tucker. He's probably going to lie low for a few days, isn't he? Let's have a look. Has Tucker got kids? I know he's married, isn't he? Has he got children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, I must mention to thank you to the moderators in this community on YouTube and in Twitch. And also to a lot of the people who are in this audience, who are in this group. I have some beautiful friends, but also some beautiful psychics and healers who also participate in helping within the community. That's what it's like. That used to be what it used to be like when you used to go to a spiritualist church. It wasn't just the medium who was doing it. There was other psychics there. And a lot of you who are in the audience seem to help other people, and that's so sweet. And that's what it's all about. We're all coming together. Okay. Right, so we've got Tucker Carlson here. Yeah, he was definitely forced out. So I'm seeing this vision. When he first was told, I don't know if he was in some sort of back room there. Did he work from home? Can somebody tell us if he worked from home sometimes? But I believe he got a message from home. But I also believe he had like in a staff room at Fox News or something. And a male and a female coming into like this room, what's lightish coloured. And I'm going to say that's Tucker. With his Friar Tuck hairstyle. Okay. And I believe there was a group of people, but there's a man who's connected with Rupert Murdoch. It could be one of his sons, I really don't know, or somebody who's running the show, who I believe he came out like that. It's just there was a bit of a clash there. There'd been an argument. And it's as if that they felt that Tucker was taking too much power, or it was. I know they just had the law case, so I don't know if they were worried about something with the law case, because remember, people in power, when they know what's coming, and they didn't want any more trouble for Fox News. You watch Fox News change. You watch it change massively. Okay. So they're trying to soften it a little bit. That's what they're trying to do. Somebody had asked us if Tucker's going to go to Newsmax. I don't feel so. I'm going to have a check. So they've definitely forced him out. And he was very upset, angry and upset, raging. But I believe that there was other people what walked away with him as well. Could I be wrong there or right? You'd have to look into it, but I believe there'd been another man who'd walked out as well. Or a few people. There's a lot of people there who didn't agree with it. So the argument was over the January 6 videos that he received. Okay. So things are going to get very interesting, but they're going to push a woman and another man to come more forth onto Fox News. And this is when it's going to start to get really interesting. And I believe that there's new players to come in on this. So there's few new characters to come in. Watch for big news in around Hannity next. It's coming through really, really strong. So what's Tucker going to do? because he'll have a massive loss of money there. It's the Five of Pentacles upside down. His producer also left. Okay, huge amount of money here. Huge amount. Okay, so it was a meeting they had, like a committee meeting, and they didn't just do this on whim. So I believe that it is very, very unfair when he's been there a long time, and whatever you think of Tucker, yeah, they've had some sort of meeting. Whatever you think of Tucker, I mean, there'll only be one Tucker. That's all I can say. Is there going to be a Tucker show? Is he going to do podcasts? I feel like I need to pull that one out. There's a man with dark hair that he's going to go in with. Interesting. But there's more stuff to come out within the two. There's more stuff to come out within the two to do with what's happened with Tucker. Okay? And it's funny because I'm seeing lawsuits here. Seven of Swords. He's going to do his own thing. But he's also going to get into something else. He's also going to get into something else. Interesting. Where is it? Oh, you haven't heard the last of Tucker, like, there's no way you've heard the last of Tucker. He's going to go into something else and it's bigger than Fox. Yeah, redacted. So he's lying low at the minute. He's possibly with his wife and close friends trying to work it all out. But I'm seeing sort of lawyers. Hi, Hamish. So, something about I can see him on different podcasts. That's definitely coming next, so watch for that. That's definitely coming next. I just want to ask if he's going to get into politics, because some people have asked us, do you think he'll run? Stranger things can happen. Let's see if he's interested in running. You'll get us on Twitch, Bridget, if you sub. He'll go on Newsmax, but I don't know if he's going to be on there permanently. I mean, they would have to pay him a hell of a lot to what he's been used to, and I don't know if Newsmax can beat that. He's standing on his own with something. There's more scandals to come in around him, guys. It's coming out really, really strong. If he's got any sense, he's probably going to go in with somebody like Joe Rogan or something like that. He's going to go on his own podcast and stuff like that. Stranger things can happen. I mean, if like 20 years ago, if you had thought Trump was going to go run for election, who did a reality show, you probably would have laughed. It's not answering us. He's not sure. Is he considering it? Yes, he's considered it. He's considering it. He's considering it. But I see him doing shows. I see him, it's something, even if he's considering it, it's more shows what's coming out. He's a one-off, isn't he? And I just definitely think that there's not many companies could pay him what he was used to. So it's going to be, I just think there's a lot of the case is going to be a lot to do with media is going to start to fall, and it's going to be more social media and podcasts what's going to take the lead with a lot. So it's possible that he's going to go off and do his own thing. Okay. So it's happening for a reason. And I want to say that Tucker is one of many. There's more to fall. Let's see. But there's another news station to come. I'm actually saying like the Tucker Carlson show or something like that, where you'll get hedge funded, I don't know, like with big names. Watch for the Tucker Carlson show coming. Okay. They paid his contract out for 85 million. So he's wealthy on his own, exactly. But he may be wealthy, but he was at his prime, he didn't want to stop. And he's not going to stop. So it's going to get very, very interesting. And I did say a few years ago that there's going to be a lot of these news channels which are going to start falling and changing. But there's another news channel to come into play, and it's part of the massive cleanup. Remember, it's like, especially more over in the US, more than the UK, it's very divided politically, where you don't have that over here. But there's going to be like more of a mellow in the middle. That's more coming. That's definitely more coming. But Tucker is somebody unique where he needs to be off on his own. That's what I'm feeling, and that's what's going to happen. So he's going to go in with another guy with dark hair. So we've got the world card here, so he's going to go and stand off on his own. There's a big news to come with announcements with a Republican woman or another woman who does a podcast before Tucker makes an announcement. And also to do with big news with Trump before Tucker makes an announcement. So that's what's going to happen with Tucker. So, but watch for something about lawyers coming out, and more scandals to come. But when it comes to Newsmax, I'm not so sure. It's going like that. He'll go on and do some things on there, but it's more about him doing something on his own. That's what's coming up. Redacted news, yes, I think you'll go on there as well, but it's more about him doing his own thing. But he's going to pair up with another man with something, and a woman. But it's like he became the product. It wasn't Fox News anymore. It was Tucker was the product, and they didn't want that. They didn't want that. So it is a massive loss for Fox. But it's actually going to, strangely enough, be a massive gain for Tucker in the end. You might not be feeling like that at the minute, but that's what's to come. So, let's put them back. Just wanted to look into that. It could be that he goes in with Candice, but Candice is somebody who likes to be on her own. But it's like something new. It's not like him coming in on her podcast. It's as if he's going to get together with another few well-known people and create his own show, but it could be a new news station. I don't know what Daily Wire. I don't know what Ben Shapiro's had to say on it. So, that's going to be interesting. So watch for over the next 2 to 3 weeks more scandals to come out. Keep getting Sean Hannity, so there's something else coming there. And also big news to do with possibly another one at Fox. And then also one at CNN as well. It's like they're having a big clear out. Chris Cuomo? He used to be on CNN. He went off and did his own podcast, and he seems to be doing better on his own podcast since he's pulled away from CNN as well. So I'm feeling that that's the way Tucker's going to go, but he's knowing Tucker, it'll not just be like a little podcast, it'll be something huge. Wow. Tucker's hour last night, 1 million viewers. Wow. I'm just going to ask if he's going to do anything with Elon, and something's just jumped out. Tucker would, but I'm not so sure about Elon. Elon's more in for funding stuff. Joe Rogan more. Elon's just been recently firing off his next rocket, hasn't he? Or his next big rocket just the other day. Yeah, Don Lemon as well. Don Lemon. So he'll go off and do podcasts as well, but Tucker's going to go and do something a bit bigger than that. Do you know what I mean? But Elon seems to be into all the spacey stuff. Oh, I've got Brigitta, thank you, who's another subscriber. Thank you. So we've got 7 of Pentacles. So Elon's got his fingers into a lot of stuff. There's more huge news coming out with Twitter. Elon could fund something with him, because Elon's got stuff up his sleeve, and it's to do, he's going to be doing big things with Twitter and making it a bit like a YouTube, unless it's something else he's doing. And he might go in, Tucker might go in with it with something, but I still think it's like, I get more Joe Rogan with Tucker more than Elon. So that could be a big one. So we've got the world card. So there's surprising stuff to come out with Tucker. So that's interesting. It's all exciting stuff, isn't it? But I also feel that these people aren't going to go away if you like them or you don't like them, Holly. It's just the way it is. But I do believe that there's going to be more middle of the road, which does need to be, because it's very, very divided in the United States of America. There needs to be more middle of the road. But I still think there's going to be more into the future. It's more podcasts which seem to be taking the lead with stuff, because that's the way the world's going. That's definitely the way things are going now. Okay. So let's see what's coming in for this week, and then we're going to do our woo-woo stuff. Hello, Mariana. So many new subscribers tonight, I know. It's great, isn't it? I'm just going to double check to see if is he interested. It was wishy-washy, but he is thinking about it. Is he thinking about Tucker Carlson running for president? Yeah, but not fully yet. I think there's things he has to do before he thinks about that. It's given as a yes, but it's not seen a definite. It's not seen a definite. But I'm not saying he would be successful. I'm getting more podcasts and something big he's going to do. Remember the Tucker Carlson show? Something like that. But things are going to change at Fox. Watch for it. It's coming through massive. I'm also getting Laura Ingraham as well. Excuse me. So possibly watch for big news and around here as well. So, but Tucker, I keep getting that with Tucker when the man stands in snow, but that's like a single man. So it's like he's going off to do something big on his own. So it's not ruling out the president thing, but I'm unsure at the moment because there's other things that he wants to do. He's like a dog with a bone. Do you know what I mean? So he's not going to let it go. So you haven't heard the last of him. But there is definitely more people to leave and more scandals to come out. And I keep seeing Elon's face. And I don't know if there's something what's going to be leaked again on Twitter or more stuff to come out. Remember, everything I'm telling you will all fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. So he will go and create his own private platform. And it won't just be a podcast. Something big. I know Jesse Waters. I used to like Jesse Waters. Is that Jesse Ventura? Am I thinking of somebody else? So there's more losses to come in around the Fox carry on. They're doing a big clear up at the minute. But they're going to do it with possibly CNN as well. Oh, his wife just had a baby. Okay. So we're not doing... excuse me. We're not doing world predictions tonight, sweetheart. This is woo-woo night. I'll be doing that Thursday and Sunday. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Okay. This week coming in. I'm just doing this because it's just come out on news. Coffee. It's the perfume I've just put on. I'm so sensitive. I don't know why I put perfume on. It's not like you can smell it. Deary me. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got peace here, which is good. But that could be... let me work it out. And of course, we've got next Saturday. It's going to be the coronation. Okay. These are nice cards, but it's more to do with a clear up. It's more to do with swift movement I'm getting. A sweep. I'm seeing like a big sweep, like things happening. Like a clean up. Yeah, Dan Bongino, he left, didn't he? So they're going through a sweep. It's as if somebody's telling them clean up or shut down. Clean up or shut down. That's what I'm being given. It might not be it's a literal person. It might just be the energy. But I am feeling it's as if that there is people... It's all part of the collective as well. It's like trying to sort all the mess out. It's a big sweep up. And there's a lot of big corporations about to come out with scandals. It's coming out here. And the reason why I'm getting that is because I'm getting the upside down moon. Upside down moon. So there's a lot of big corporations, I feel, where there's going to be a lot of scandals. So watch for that. And a lot of people, a lot of loss. So it's like we're witnessing it 3D and it might look bad, but in the end it's going to be good. It's going to be good in the end. So abundance is coming out upside down. So even though all this is going on, like this show to do with Fox News and everything, at the end of the day, there's still people starving out there. There's still people can't afford to pay their bills. It's a big spiritual shift that we're going through at the moment. So remember, I've always said that there's no such thing as politics. It's the same penny, two different sides. So you're going to watch that both sides are going to sort of, scandals are coming out on both sides. And it's not just to do with news outlets, it's to do with a lot of different places. Okay. Oh, I love that name, Star Traveller. So abundance is upside down. So this is what we are coping with at the moment. The majority of us on earth, we are struggling with our large bills and people can't afford to buy their food. It's really, really bad at the moment, you know. So this is why it's part of the Great Awakening, because everybody's coming in with their new ideas. And there's a lot more, there's going to be a mass influx, I said this last year, to do with a lot of new sort of healing techniques coming in, and a lot of light workers coming forth. These are like from the second phase of the Earth volunteers, coming forth with new healing techniques and a new way of thinking. So podcasting is going to be quite the thing into the future, and a lot more people being raw about things is going to be the way forward. So even one of you could be sitting in this audience now, and you might just decide, oh, I'm going to go and open a YouTube channel or open something, and you might just start talking, and it might just go boom. It's about just following your heart. I've lost people on Twitch. What's happened? It's about, just refresh me chat. It's about following your heart and everybody doing their bit. And it's not just about money as well. It's about we are all getting more awakening. And yeah, Newsmaster, yes, I said you need to do your own podcast. That is for sure. Because you've got the voice. So it's about you all doing what you need to do. Follow your passion. You know, if somebody said to me 20 years ago, what 20 years ago would that have been, that I would be sitting doing this, I would have laughed at them. Do you know what I mean? So we all are here to do our own thing. That's what it's all about. I mean, 20 years ago, I was looking after two little boys. Do you know what I mean? And so we are all sort of going to start to witness big, huge changes to come in here. But like I said, there's a lot of people to exit, and not all bad. But part of this corporation, these corporations falling, and unfortunately we're going to lose certain people. But there is a big cleanup happening behind the scenes. That's what I'm being shown here. I'll look into China for you. But like I say, this is just what I'm getting that we need to do. But the abundance card here is saying that it's going to get pretty heavy, but we will receive a lot of goodness after the fall. When I say the fall, I don't mean like the autumn time. It could be when everything starts to crumble and then new earth starts to form. And new earth isn't like where we're skipping through the daisy fields and we're not paying bills. I don't mean that. There's just a more of a fairness there. And there'll be a lot of players who would have like exited by then. Exited. Does that make sense? And of course, this is what I'm going to be talking about tonight, because there's a lot more else going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to be talking about aliens and other stuff. That's what I want to get into tonight. So it's all 3D what's playing out, guys, and we know that. We definitely know that. But it's going to get pretty heavy over the next 2 months. Judith Ocasio, I remember when you first came across my channel, 2019. Yeah, I know. Where's the time gone? And the show wouldn't be the show without you, Sky, you know, but it's not, I don't see it as a show. I see that we'll all come together. And I've talked about this before in my past podcasts on Twitch, that it's my turn. But in a past life, I keep getting this in a deja vu. We've all done this before, and it's been one of yous out there what's led the way. We've all done this before in another place, in another time, somewhere on Mars or somewhere else. I believe that there's many existences out there. Earth is not what we think it is. So we've got the Seven of Swords, we've got the Five of Pentacles. I think it's going to get very cut and throat over the next 2 months. The next 2 months, there's going to be a lot of severing of different people leaving. In big corporations as well. It's as if the extraterrestrials that I channel, in the angel realm that I channel, they can't interfere. They keep saying they can't interfere. So they've got to let humans work this out. We've got to work it out. So they're like watching, we're like sort of little avatars trying to navigate through it. And I bet sometimes they have a bit of a chuckle, you know what I mean, with certain things. And there's all sorts of information out there at the minute, you know what I mean? And that's what I was going on about in my little short that I put out earlier on, that we just have to use our gut feeling and go with what we want to do. Because not everything is said to be true is true. There's so much information out there, so many people giving out bits of information. So you've got to keep your eyes peeled, basically, and use your discernment, that type of thing. So this is where we are at the minute. And I do worry that inflation needs to come down. It needs to sort out, because a lot more people are going to struggle this year. And the next thing what's going to come in is to do with the food trade. And they'll blame Putin, they'll blame him, but there's more to it, because it's all part of the movie, and as you know, there's more going on behind the scenes. And of course, a lot of grain comes from Ukraine, doesn't it? But there's something to come off with the Middle East as well. I always get the United Kingdom when I look at that. And I always get that song, do 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 do. I get that when I look at that. It's to do with the coronation. There's some magic around our land. There's some holy spirit. And if you get yourself up into the Highlands of Scotland, it is very, very holy. It's God's land. So we've had sightings of Russian ships. EastEnders, Jerusalem. That's right. I love that. Russian ships around our North Sea shoreline. But look what we went through in World War II. I mean, somebody got annoyed with us on my last podcast when I was saying keep calm and carry on. It's just a British thing we do. We're not going to fall. You know what I mean? We're actually not that divided here when it comes to politics. We speak we have good debates. And I mean, they really go at it in Parliament. Dearie me. But there's not that toxic energy. You know what I mean? There's not that. Is the word violence? I don't even think the word's violence. It's that heavy energy. But, people who've been following us for a while know that my dad wrote a book about the Holy Grail. And my dad is very spiritual, and he comes out with some strange stuff. And he lived up in Scotland. He lived in Inverness for a long time, and then he lived in Edinburgh. And that's when he wrote the book. And he said, this is my dad's words, by the way, and I'm going to mention my dad tonight. My dad said he's got this special Bible that he wants to give Debbie, right? The this Bible, that if you read the book, you'll know what it's on about. It's come over from France. And it's a very ancient Bible, which, according to my dad, has got the bones of Christ, where the Knights Templar smuggled the bones of Christ and all of this from France to the UK. And he keeps saying that this Bible needs to be, it's part of his spiritual journey, it needs to be in the United States of America. And I'm saying, why, Dad? He says, because it needs to be there to heal. It should be there. And the strangest thing is, when I was young, because obviously my mum and dad were in the forces, and I think it wasn't when he was in the forces, I think when he came out, he had a chance with a job to go and stay, I'm not sure if it was New York, could you imagine me with a New York accent, or was it Boston? And we nearly went, but then again, I don't suppose he would have accessed this Bible if we had gone over there. So everything's meant for a reason, but he keeps going on every time I see him. The Bible needs to be in the United States of America. Tell Debbie. So I just thought I would tell you that tonight. And I believe that the Holy Spirit is trying to heal the unhealed land there. It really, really is. So even though there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the UK, we are quite a strange lot, us Brits, you know what I mean? We keep calm and carry on. And it's as if I want to give you that message tonight for the United States of America. Take the British ancestry and say to yourself, keep calm and carry on, because things are going to get very heavy. And for everybody, globally. This is a message for everybody. It's patriotic, but it's also God's country. I mean, it's Queen and country, it used to be. Now it's going to be King and country. And I've had some knocks being in this field, right? Especially since I've come onto YouTube, because I'll stand my ground of what I'll say and what I think. You know, being an ex-forces kid. When you sign up for the military in the United Kingdom, it's not for like as a president or, you know, like you would be in the USA. It was for Queen and country. And I know people what newer. And she turned around and said to these people that I know, this particular person, I got this message given to us, that it's not me, this is what she said, who was running this country. If you knew who was running this country, you would be shocked. It's a small group of very evil individuals. And whilst the crown is in the United Kingdom, this is where it's got mixed up, because there's people in the truth community will say, oh, it's going to fall, and it's not going to fall. It's being wrongly done, because we need to go with modern times, more fairly done, yeah? But whilst the crown is there, it's stopping Parliament taking full control. It's stopping Parliament taking full control. If not, we would be like communism. Keep calm and carry on. Keep telling yourself that, chanting it. Angelina. But I don't think Charles is going to be in there long. So it's all just, everything's all a show. The Queen warned Diane there are dark forces out there. Yes. But things have got twisted within the truth community. And I'll tell you the way it is and what I know. Do you know what I mean? So I believe that when we had the 17th letter of the alphabet, which I feel started off good, then it got intercepted by some 3-letter agencies in reptilian energy. I believe it got intercepted. Good night, sweetheart. So, what was I saying? It got intercepted. And they were against, when you were reading between the lines with these coded messages, what the 17th letter was putting out. I'm a bit talking in code here, guys, but you know what I'm on about. They were saying things like that certain people needed to be assassinated, you know, like sort of, who can I say, like Edward Snowden. Now, Edward Snowden, no matter what you think, he did that for the people. Some people call him a traitor. Some people say he's not. But whatever he did, he disclosed what they were doing, what they were spying on the people. And unfortunately, it's global now. We're all being spied at. So Edward Snowden was one of the first people to come out with this. And that's how he got extradited over, and he's in Russia. And if he comes back, he wants a fair trial, and they won't give him a fair trial. So, if Kay was that good, oh, I've said it. It's why would he want him? Why would he want that to happen to Snowden? So that's what's happening at the minute, guys. Do you know what I mean? So it got intercepted. I don't care what anybody says. And then there was an attack. It was an inside attack on America, but it was also an inside attack to take the crown down. So that it set off all these tales. Now, I'm not saying that people are all good, because they're not all good. There's good and bad in every family. There's good and bad in every society, walks of society. But you need to watch. It's not so much what sides are anymore. It's about how people are saying and what they're reacting like. And then you've got Assange. Exactly. I mean, that poor man, what he went through. And the real players just got away with it. Doesn't matter about the people who give him it. They got away with it. Pardoned by Obama. There's a lot of things that you need to read between the line. So not everything is all going to clear up, but it's just like things are just going to heal and dismiss. Just go. So that's what my dad keeps saying. He keeps saying that the Holy Spirit and that book needs to be in the United States of America. So it's going to get pretty heavy over the next week or so. It really, really is. And there's more scandals to come out with Trump. There's Trump. I always get him as the King of Cups. I do have another King of Cups where it looks more like him with the blonde hair. So when the Lovers cards come out, it means there's big news to come out. Huge news to come out. Okay. So it can't suddenly be, because I know a lot of people who were fed this information within the truth community, they were fed information that it was going to be, you know, a world global EBS and everything was going to be exposed for 3 days and you had to... Bullshit. That's not going to happen. It literally will not happen. Okay? It's not going to be where everything shuts down and people are going to be forced to watch the television. It's happening now. The cleanup is happening now. People, because you can't be forced for everybody to sit in and watch something on the television with little kids there and little old grannies. This awakening's not for everybody. They'll do it the right way. It's not, and there's people out there will say, well, no, it all needs to come out what these people did. But no, it doesn't. It's like, I'm a great believer that everything will pan out and it'll sort out. But it's not going to be a case where people are going to be forced that you have to, I think somebody was saying it, that you have to sit there and watch it for 3 days and nothing else, and you can't go anywhere, even if you've got to go to, like, you're working in a hospital. Well, that's a load of rubbish. Don't forget, I'm a psychic. I'm not in on that group. But what I'm saying to you is that there is information. It's going to be, the cleanup's happening now. The cleanup is happening now. And everybody individual, there's good and bad on both parties, on both sides, in all corporations. Even in the 3-letter agencies, there'll be good and bad. I mean, Snowden was from the 3-letter agency. Do you know what I mean? So it is happening. Because we're not seeing it, we're getting frustrated. Because being human, typical humans, we want to see the evidence of what a lot of people have put out about things, which, by the mind, I've never put out. I'll just, you know what I've put out. People have said people have been taken away to get more and all of that. But that's not true. It's not true. There was meetings, and it was a lot to do with when they all, not just to do with Scotland, when they went to that, they all gathered in Scotland, didn't they? But other meetings, they've been told, toe the line or you're out. Because the big plan is to clean up this planet. So a lot of people are going to be resigning. A lot of people are just going to be exiting. So there's a lot going on, if you can imagine it. It's like a jigsaw puzzle and trying to put it all together. You'll never get what's been said about, I mean, there's been some crazy stuff, hasn't there? There's been like, you know, Melania's really Diana. Diana's still alive. All of this. I've never said any of that, you know. It's because what that is I'm going to be perfect straight at the point here, right? There's psyops within psyops. There's psyops within psyops. And these psyops intercepted within the truth community as well. Okay. Yes, Stephen Gray is good. So, but within the truth community, I don't know if anybody knows what I'm going on about. There was certain psyops come in, and it was causing more confusion, distractions, and then we lost touch of reality. I mean, I had a woman rang me up, and it was not long after, just after the election. This is serious, this, and I've said this before. Okay, it was about 2:00 in the morning. She rang us on Messenger. And I'll not say her name because I'm not like that, but I actually didn't end up doing a reading. I had to give her a money back. And because she didn't think it was me. She rang us up and she went, oh, I'm just seeing if it's the real LG. And I was like, it was like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, well, yeah, it's me. Why? Well, are you sure? I think you're the clone of her. I says, no, I'm not the clone. I'm the real LG. I'm Louise. And it's like some people will, that they've gone too far gone with this. And it's a bit like the zombie, I can never say that word. Forgive me, guys, because I am dyslexic. Is it apocalypse? I can never say it. It's like the zombie invasion. It's like some people have just, they're too far gone. You can't force people. And I think it was because I was standing strong after the election. And I didn't go down the other people's routes. So then there was a rumour going around I was some sort of dummy clone or something. And I didn't know what to say. I really didn't know what to say. And you just can't help people when they're too far gone. You really, really can't. Apocalypse. 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 I've said it, Amy. Apocalypse. Terrible, isn't it? So there is a massive healing, and there is extraterrestrials, I believe, who have been here a long, long time. They've been here a long, long time, and they are working within secret governments. Trump knew this. Kennedy knew this. Why do you think they wanted him out? Why do you think they didn't want him in? He was going to blab. He was standing there. It was all about Space Force, and you know how he is. This is my Space Force. I think it's Greek, yeah. So there's a lot going on up there, and there's a lot what's being hidden back from where. And it will come out in some of it's going to come out in our lifetime, especially to do with the technology. Especially to do with the technology. So my job is to give you that vision of what I see, which I'm going to look into tonight, right? And I'll be doing a will predictions on Thursday for you, as well as something else, and also Sunday behind the scenes on Twitch. But I do, and I'll still be doing the looking glasses on YouTube as well. But I just think that tonight we need to understand that I wanted to say that the cleanup's happening. And strange humming and noises. It's these crafts in the skies, Booms is the building, that there's things going on in tunnels. But they also are building underground. There's a lot of underground cities, and there's technology to come out. Underground technology. I've talked about this before. Magway is being built at the minute. It's in the UK, and it's going across Europe, and they want to take it into the United States of America. So it's underground transport systems. Say, like if you order something from Amazon, and it'll zoom it there within minutes. And they're doing this because they want to get rid of the emissions out of the air to make a cleaner planet. This is what they're doing. So that's their plan. But we're all playing out our karmic debt on this planet. A lot of it come back for every reason. Okay? So I've always said above the controllers, you've got, I believe, sort of white hats within black hat operations and black hats within white operations, right at the top there. And they're having to work together because they know how they're going to change this world. To bring all this amazing technology. People have asked us about the med beds, and the guys at our channel have showed us it's a little device. It's devices what's coming in first, not so much the med beds. But there's a lot of AI technology to come onto the earth plane. I predict AI is going to take over Big Pharma. I see crazy images, you know what I mean? I see all sorts of strange things, but this is why I'm here to tell you my visions. But some of these players, it is unfair within politics. Very, very unfair. And sometimes, if they think that the person is either going to be in danger or a danger to society, and I'm not saying that there would be a dangerous person, it could be that they're changing a timeline. There's different timelines. They will allow a situation to happen which is not correct, they will allow a situation to happen where people in 3D would see it as cheating. Do you see where I'm coming from? Or they would see it that there was going on with stuff. But they've allowed that because there was a timeline shift. And we are getting them all the time now. We are getting a lot of timeline shifts. And it's weird at the minute. Everything is weird. It's like we're all in Zulu land. It's really strange. LG, can you ask the cards, please, whether artists will lose their jobs to AI? Not all of them, no. What do you mean by artists? Thank you, Karen. So AI is it's Musk's talked about this. There needs to be a level on it where it doesn't take over humanity. We're at that crucial point where another timeline could come in, and it's a survival of humanity. And I believe we will win this, but AI is not the problem. It's who's been behind it. So now we're all being tracked. We are, guys, basically the cyborgs. If you've got one of these, or you're using your technology all the time, we are literally the cyborgs. Even though they're not attached in way, they are part of us. How many people in this audience tonight can say that if they've lost their mobile phone, they panic? Because it's got your contacts and it's got this and it's got that in. We are officially now the cyborgs. And we've been the cyborgs for a long, long time. And there'll be some people in the audience say, oh, no, I don't use technology. But you must be. If you're sitting here watching me now, you must be. You must be. Do you see what I mean? So there's been a lot of bad players who've been, and they're still at play. They're still at play, okay? Because life isn't like you've got one side on the dark side and one side on the light side, because it's intermingled. And it's going to take time. It's like there are lots of rats. It's like they're scurrying around. Cockroaches, trying to get rid of them all. So we're in a world now where it is very becoming into the sci-fi world. We're on the edge of it. We're literally on the edge of coming into the sci-fi world. And I predict within the next couple of years there's going to be some phenomenal technology what's going to be out there. So we've become dependent on it, haven't we? We literally have. And literally think about it, how you would feel if it all went down for 24 hours, never mind a week. It could happen. Let me pull some cards out on that. Quantum. Now that's one thing I do agree with, and that was talked about within the truth community. Quantum technology is here, and they're seeping it in now. That is definitely happening. Okay, cookie. Children of New Earth we've got, bless them. The kids coming onto the Earth plane now are phenomenal. They're on a different level. You've got the crystal children, the rainbow children, the Blu-ray children. And their beings, they are ready for this AI world. They know what they've been born into. Don't forget, we sign contracts before we come to Earth. And then we've got to wake ourselves up. But the kids now are already awakened. This is why you see a 2-year-old and they can operate an iPad. You know what I mean? They're sensitive and they're spiritual, but they are also equipped to go into this AI world. They're equipped to go into it. I think I've lost my stream on YouTube. So, yes, we could have a sudden cyber attack of some description because... Just wait for me chat to come on. I've lost me chat. Where's me chat gone? Where is it? Yeah, I've lost me chat, guys. Ah. I think we've got a time glitch going on here. Back to smoke signals. So Bridgetta says here in the audience from Twitch, my grandson is 3 and he plays a PlayStation better than me. Exactly. They're ready for it. They're ready for it. But they're also very spiritual as well. I mean, my granddaughter said to me that, don't worry, Grandma, Jesus is coming. That's what she said. Jesus is coming. I says, okay, darling. And then she said to us, she rang us up one day and she was dressed as a fairy with a little wand. This was a few years back. I mean, she's 6 now. It was going back a few years. And I says, hello, darling. And she was like FaceTiming us on her mummy's phone. And I says, what you doing? And she says, Grandma. I said, yeah. She had like a little piggy tails in. Grandma, she says, are you fighting the Great War? And I went, oh my God. I says to Georgette, my daughter-in-law, says, who's told her that? She says, no, she's a strange child. She says, are you fighting the Great War, Grandma? So that they're awakened now, the kids, you know, they're really, really ready. So yeah, we've got a sever here where we could be cut in communication. And I've talked about this before. I've talked about where it could affect the currency as well, excuse me, where everything just drops. And then everything quite quickly, I hope it's quickly, then suddenly goes back up again. And within that time scale, we could also have like power cuts, that type of thing. And I think there'll be like the massive transition around about that time. So I've never said that all banks are going to go down the knot. Don't forget I read for a lot of bankers, that type of thing. And they keep saying it's never been so good. That's, you know, like you're talking top bankers. So there's something going on. But they are saying quantum's coming in. That's what they're saying. So it's like getting rid of the old energy, getting rid of the Rothschild old energy and bringing in the new system. But what we've got is we've got tracking everywhere, you know, cameras. I mean, the cameras, we're all cameraed up here in the UK. I don't know what you're like over in the States, but in France and that, it's all cameras everywhere, like China. But I believe it's been here a long, long time. Okay, it's been here a long, long time. And until these players are completely taken out, I think then it's going to maneuver in the good people within the system and it will balance out. And that's a feminine energy, what balance everything out. But we all play our part as well. Because we're all the same. We're all the same. We are source. And what the guys at channel keep saying, don't feed into the negative, because when you feed into the negative, it lowers the vibration, what the media is there to do to you. Quantum Leap. I used to like watching that, Lorianne. Has anybody seen Quantum Leap? So, yeah, a good letter through the post. We still will have old-fashioned stuff, but this is what they're trying to get rid of. They really, really are. But when they're hoping, this is what I keep being shown here, that it won't be too disruptive. But it's possible that there'll be a new type of internet system what's going to come in. Don't forget, we only have a slice what's out there. Do you know that they're FaceTiming all over the galaxy? What do you think the dark web is? Oh, don't go there. Oh, no, don't go there. It's like you're questioning everything now. Questioning everything. So into the future, it's going to be where you'll be able to, it'll be out in the open. We'll be able to FaceTime people on Mars, and they can do it now. It's just been held back through money and greed. So every year, you know, they'll bring in the next best model of this or the next best model of that. And they drip it in, and it's all about money. But we could hit a point where things could really crash, and then there'll be the big changeover. But they're trying to make it as smooth as possible. But I would say definitely over the last 2 years, there's been something going on with the banks. I'm going to ask about universal income, and then I'm going to have a little break. Are you enjoying it? And then I'm going to do some remote viewing. Universal income. Well, as it stands at the minute, I mean, I don't know about over your way, but I know in the UK, people on the dole don't hardly, we call it the dole. Universal credit. You don't get that much. And the thing is, you know, that, I mean, even the pensions and that, you know, old people can't even afford to heat the homes, and they're cold, they're hungry. There's people starving on the street. But as it happens at the minute, people can't afford to live on these benefits because inflation and everything else has happened and people can't afford it. So I would say, as a spiritual person, would it not be a good thing, something like that, it was more money with universal income where people could... I don't think it's going to be when no one's working. So I don't know what rumours are out there, but I do believe that there's going to be a better fair system into the future, depending on, because it doesn't just happen like boom, because you've got different countries, and then you've got the United States. It's like every different state's like a different country. It depends on the governors or whoever's there. But I believe that there'll be a law put into place where there has to be a deadline where people where you have to be able to afford to live. So that's going to come into play into the UK and Europe, and then it will take place in the United States. But there will be certain governors over there and certain people in Senate who will fight that. They will fight that. They definitely will. And then don't get me going on the NHS. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so many... It's going downhill. You know what I mean? And I don't feel it's going to fall, but I feel it's going to definitely, I'll just check this, it's going to go into a 3-tier system. And they're going to bring more privatisation into it. It's going to come into... I used to work for the NHS. I was a nurse at one point. But it's been under pressure since the COVID and stuff like that. But they literally don't have any money. Where's all this money going? Where's all our taxes going? Because it's not going into the NHS. It's certainly not going into the police force over here. You know what I mean? Where's it going? And it's probably the same in the USA. And I mean, the welfare over your way will be bad, and other countries as well. Some countries don't even have it. But there's a lot of poverty in this world. And then you get people like Tucker Carlson, who gets millions of dollars, which is good that he was speaking what he needed to speak. But there's a lot of unfairness out there. It's a very Luciferian world that we're living in. But the NHS needs to change. And but I also feel that healthcare in the US is disgraceful. You know, people can't afford to get treatment. So everything needs to be cleared up, and it's all to do with greedy politicians. I don't want to go on to a rant because I need to raise my vibrations. But things do need to change, so it's going to take time. So when people are saying, oh, when's this movie going to end? But that's just the movie because for you, Mrs. Brown down the street might not think it's a movie. But the movie for everybody is about fairness for the people. That everybody can get their healthcare, everybody can get their food, everybody can pay their bills. Does that make sense? Not about who's going to be locked up, you know, like Nancy Pelosi and all of that. Because that might not be Mrs. Brown's movie down the street. What's more important is it's about getting the cleanup. And that's why the ETs keep telling us, it's about getting the fairness around the lands. It's going to take time, guys. And we play a part of this, Voices the People. Gillian Poison got an admin job interview this week with the NHS. Thumbs up. So the NHS, I do believe, will change. It definitely will change. But it's not going to go down. It's just going to change. And I believe you'll get it, Gillian. You'll have to let us know. Big shout out. 2 minutes. Now, obviously, there's a problem over here, right? It's when we're getting parcels. They seem to be taking forever. But anyway, I've been waiting a long time for this parcel, and a lovely lady called Marie, she's called Queen of Wands on YouTube, I believe. On Twitch, sorry. Queen of Wands on YouTube. I don't know if she's on tonight. But a big shout out. I received your lovely parcel. This lovely lady, thank you very, very much. She handmade soaps. And it's come all the way from Canada, bless her. And I've noticed you wrote it on parchment paper. How wonderful. So they're very unusual soaps. I should have had them here to show you. Like earthy, one of the soaps is saying, "Begone, Satan." Adam grabbed it straight away. And I knew what he was going to say. I says, "What soap you used tonight?" He says, "Oh, I've used the Satan one to get rid of Satan." He was like scrubbing away in the bath there with all his foam and that. It smelled lovely. Like all this musky aromatherapy, all natural soap she does. So I just want to say a big thank you for that. And I think it's helped him, you know. And she's also given us this lovely little crystal here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. But I believe our business, Marie Chantal Osnot, that sounds like Osnot. Anyway, that's a business, guys. And then I've got a lovely little crystal there. So I would assume that she's online. So if I get the link off her, I'll put it out on my community channel for you. So it was nice to get that today. I just thought I would tell you about that. I know I've had some really lovely presents from people over the years. I've got my white buffalo necklace up there, which a lovely lady sent us. I'll show you. Just 2 minutes. I might put it on actually if I do some channeling. So it's white buffalo necklace. And I've had lovely artwork sent to us. But the thing is, I've had people send us parcels and they've gone missing, and then they've gone back to the sender because we seem to have a problem over here. It's like we're stuck in no man's land over here. Yeah. That's white buffalo necklace, which I thought was nice. And I've had lovely jewellery sent to us and that. And I mean, it's very kind, you know, guys. You really don't have to. But thank you so much. So what I'll do is I'll get the name of our business and the link, and I'll share it to you when I do get it. So yeah, amazing necklace. It's very powerful. I hang it on the wall actually, and it's where I work, and I do feel it brings off. It's got all the lovely crystals on it. You know what I mean? In the different, because I'm a shaman, so I feel really connected with animals. And then there was a couple of ladies, lovely ladies. Apologies if I can't think of your name. And it was when my brother passed, they sent us a lovely silver heart necklace. And I thought that was really sweet of them. And I've had another lovely lady who's painted channels. There's so many spiritual people within this community. She painted a white rose for me, a red rose for Paul, and she did the paintings for my mother, which I thought was nice. So it's nice that we can all be like this, isn't it? And people have asked us to do merch, like a shop. And I am quite interested in doing something like that. Possibly t-shirts and stuff like that. I might get into that at some point when I get more balanced out with these podcasts and that. Yeah. So there's something about to kick off. This is not a full-blown World Predictions. I'll be doing it on Sunday night, okay? And I'll be touching upon it again on Thursday night into a looking glass. But whatever happens to do with Putin over the next couple of months, something could kick off to do with around the Middle East. And it could create some sort of catapult effect. But I want to say it's part of the plan, because they want this to happen to create something to do with the food, so they can create this new food system. That's part of it as well. And people have said, oh, well, I'm not going to be eating bugs. And you've still got the bad players in on that who are wanting, they reckon, you know, meat's bad and it's you know, what's going on with meat and all of that. But I think it's a bit more than that. I think plastic's going to come into play here. Plastic is in all the food chain, and that's going to come in at some point. And if it doesn't come in this year, it's definitely over the next 2 to 3 years. But food is very, very expensive. And I've always thought people's gardens need to be produced in every town and village, globally, in fact. Yes, it would affect the trade, but if everybody with a bit of land, like if they ask the councils or the mayors or whatever, and you have like people's gardens where you grew fruit and veg and had chickens and stuff like that, and you could have people in the community, like youths or old people who would guard it overnight or whatever, or through the day, and gated so that everybody could just come and get their free food and nobody would be starving. So like a sack of tatties for a family and stuff like that. That needs to be considered. Yeah, and if they didn't have any spare land from the government, you know, some people would probably donate a couple of their back gardens, their land, for doing it. People's gardens, I think it's a great thing what needs to be looked into. But it takes people's ideas to put that change in. So where people can't afford to feed their families, I mean, over here we have sort of, you have them other places, you have food banks. But people's gardens would be even better. You know, like allotments. I don't live far from allotments, yeah, where in the UK some people don't have gardens, so they have allotments and they rent the land and they have like grow their vegetables and got their chickens there and stuff like that. But then if you knew that you would run out and you were on the breadline, you knew that you could just go to the people's garden day or night to go and pick up some food. Now, to me, there is enough land on this earth that we could all be growing. We could all be doing this. And people wouldn't be starving. So like free food, yeah. And, people could donate if they wanted to, but they don't have to. It would be, because if you think about it, people all coming together as a community were people who could afford it. Yeah. So say like there was a people's garden here. I could go along and donate. I could buy them seeds or whatever they needed. Do you know what I mean? To get it started. People who are a little bit more well off, who can put in the community. They could have meetings and things like that. Who could be doing this? So literally nobody, no starving Ben on the street, no kid. We see Bens over here in the north of the UK. No wee ones, no old people. Everybody would have a meal. Sandra Davies, even if we were given our own patches of land to grow stuff would help. Exactly. But there's so much spare land in all cities and towns and villages. This could be done. And I'm putting this out here. Somebody might go and take this idea and start it off. Or maybe somebody already has. That's great, Stooge. But not everybody can grow. I've got a very messy back garden. I need to, because I've been too busy. And it's gone out of hand, so I'm going to have to get some gardeners in to sort it out. Not everybody has the time. So there's people working in the UK alone. They're working 24/7 and they can't afford to make a cooked meal. If they've got to pay their gas, they can't afford to buy their food. Well, if that was the case, they could have free food if they had these people's gardens, community gardens. So they started to do it in schools, haven't they? So Lavender Lights here says, we have community gardens here in Ontario, Canada. That's amazing. And have you noticed that teaching a lot of the kids this now in the schools, elementary schools? It's as if spirits put this into the teachers' heads or whoever's, because this is what needs to be done. And people need to start talking about this. We need action time before the winter hits again. Before people are starving. So it's going to go on a little bit. I'm getting, it could be either 2024 May or 2025 before we'll start seeing a big change. But I did see in one of my last world predictions, I think it was my last looking glass, that there could be an intervention within 7 weeks. Because there's different timelines all playing out at the same time. Try growing tomatoes. It was a disaster. All right, some people don't have green fingers. But like I say, for the people who wanted all that homegrown stuff, it might be easier for you. Could you imagine if you had a people's garden just over the way and you could just go and get it there? Barbara Burns said, people in WW2 grew in their front yards for neighbours and backyards for family to preserve food. Exactly. So it's not like they have been suffering it in Ukraine, but elsewhere, it's not like a literal in the face war, but it is a war. It's an information war we're in. It's a lot of deceit out there, and it is a war where there's a lot of suffering and a lot of people lost their jobs in the pandemic and all of that. A lot of businesses went down. A lot of people lost their homes and everything. So something needs to be done about it. And we're starting to change very spiritual. We really are. So justice is coming, but it's going to take time. It's not as black and white as it looks. It's really not. So I'm going to have a 5-minute break. I'm going to put you onto a little picture, all right? So I don't want to get done for copyright. Because me Betty and Bobby little break thing got chewed up in the... I still haven't sorted it out. So I'm going to put your little picture on. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do some remote viewing. So if anybody doesn't know what remote viewing is, it just means like psychic spy. Like look to see what's going on. Okay, and it's going to be raw remote viewing tonight. So go and grab your cuppas or whatever you're doing. And I'm going to go and have a ciggy break. And I need to put the picture on. And I'll be back on in a few minutes, okay? Go make your coffees. Okay, give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Now, normally when I do the remote viewing, I've dimmed the lights, okay? And normally I've been meaning to get a sleep mask, but I haven't got a sleep mask because I like to cover my eyes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that and I'm going to shut my eyes, okay? And it just dims everything down so I can see the visions more. And I'm going to do that in a minute. Just drink my coffee. And I do raw remote viewing a lot. Sexy. I don't know about that, like. But I'm going to see what visions. It's just raw remote. I'm not going to force myself. I'm going to see what I get. Okay? For anybody who's coming in late, I've just done a quick recap of what's coming, and you can check it back after the stream. But it's not a full world predictions. I'll be doing a one on Thursday. You'll be getting a looking glass hopefully this week. If not, you'll get something this week. And for a deep world predictions, will be on Twitch if you just want to head over there. Mine only is drunk. Okay. I wished I was. It's been a long time since I've been drunk. Excuse me. It's very eerie out there, guys. Very eerie. I don't know what the energies are like around where yous are, but it's so still in the air. You can just sense something's going on, can't you? So I'm not going to force myself to go anywhere. I'm just going to see what happens. And let's get started. Now, before I start, I'm just going to ask my angels to give with the true answers again. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I do this for protection. So we get the true answers not distorted, because there's a lot of strange stuff, AI stuff going on out there, and I don't want to get false images. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. And I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. Okay, I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra, to come in if necessary to guide us, right? Okay. Okie dokie. Dear me. Right. I'm going to shut my eyes. And I'm just going to give my visions, okay? And may peace be with you all. And I'm going to see what I can see for you, okay? Okay. Just wait for it to fog in. Might take a little while. Got all the lights off. I want to turn the other light off. Give us 2 minutes. Okay. Right. I'll not be able to read your comments, guys, okay? Because I'll have my eyes shut. Okay. It looks like I'm standing in the White House. And it looks like it's there'll be different rooms there. It's a guard, like somebody like security. Excuse me. Okay, so I don't know what time it is over there currently now in the White House, but there is people there. and I'm going along a corridor. It looks like there's sort of like reddish carpet down or something like that, and it's a corridor. And then I'm going into a room on the right. I'm getting like a cold feeling. Right, the lights are off in this place. It's like a lightish coloured room. So I'm coming out of there. I'm going further down. I'm going through a door, like a door at the end, like a double door, and there's some stairs. Like a corridor and some stairs, and I'm going up. It looks like I don't want to say the Oval Office, I'm not sure, but it looks like it's like a gold, like a yellow colour. I don't know why I'm seeing Giuliani there and Trump, and it doesn't make sense. And I don't know if I'm looking back in time. I believe I'm looking back in time with all the carry-on hoo-ha. It's a time warp I'm in. I'm going back, yeah. I'm going back. And Trump looks upset. And I'm getting Mark Meadows. And Mark Meadows is coming out here. He was promised something, and there was something about paperwork what never came to him, and I don't know if this ever came out or it's something to come out. There was intel, there was inside information. They're giving us CIA, FBI. There is information to come out. I'm being shown 4 o'clock on a piece of paper, like on a document paper, 4 p.m. I don't know when they log things down, or document paper. There's something to come out with documents or messages, so watch for this. But I'm being given there's some mind-blowing information to come out, which is going to change the whole dynamics of everything. Right, I'm coming out of that time loop. For Jed seemed to get out. It's like he's still stuck in that reality. Why am I saying that, Jed? That doesn't make sense. There is no concept of time. Time is just all an illusion. We are all simultaneously, everything is happening all at the same time, past, present, and future. Okay. I'm saying Obama. He's not there now. But he has been connected with information with Biden through, and also a man with grey hair. Right, so Biden, where is Biden? There's official people there now, and there's some sort of meeting what's going on. But Biden's not there. He's not there. Or is he just gone? No. Why am I being transported there? I can't get that out of the whys. I can't let the ego in. Thrown us out. He's not there. Right. I'm going in around I'm seeing Hunter Biden. And he's with a woman with blonde, like lightish hair. And he looks worried. He looks really, really worried. There's been talking on the phone. There's documents what went missing. And I'm being shown Giuliani's face that they were taken from Giuliani's apartment, and they had information. They were taken, but somehow they got back into Trump's hands, and Trump has them, but then they've been removed and disappeared, and that's why they did what they did. Trying to find the documents. Now they're on to something else. I'm going through a white tunnel, and I'm zooming forward, guys. I'm zooming forward. 2024. And I'm seeing people, lots of people in New York. It's busy, smoky, dusty. People with red t-shirts on marching and blue signs. Media everywhere. Lots of people, lots of arguments, that's energy, too bad. Heavy energy, Jedsin. Heavy energy. Can I see what's on the flag? Shows A. I'm getting the letter A. M. I'm getting the letter M. The letter M's coming through very, very strong. B. Holding out again. Can't change timelines, Louise is saying. They can't change timelines. Just off Manhattan, on the corner, and I'm feeling grief. media's everywhere. Like, people in suits, and I'm saying Donald Trump Jr. and the others coming out of the building, and I'm saying grief. And he's talking to them. He's angry. He's upset. He's talking to them. I'm seeing Ivanka with sunglasses on, dark sunglasses. They're pulling us out. They're pulling us out. Explosion. Unknown location. Explosion. Nearby. Dust. Lots of dust. Underground. Transport tickets. People going in and out of tube station. I smell paint. It's paint, freshly painted. The paint smell. Smoke. I'm smelling smoke. And I'm smelling garlic. It's near Italy. It's near an Italian energy. Little Italy. I'm getting that feeling. And I'm seeing the word Trump on a banner. And then they're slamming it down. And as I'm coming out of underneath the subway, there's a newspaper. They're displaying a newspaper, like a banner of press headlines. I'm not getting a good feeling. I'm getting it's got Trump on the headlines of the newspaper. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It's like it's gone. He's gone. Okay. Newsflash. Melania, she's been interviewed. He's running, then he's not running. He's running, then he's not running. That's what they're saying. Timeline change, pull me out. Timelines are changing. Show me another timeline. Biden. Blue banner. 24th. 6. Headlines. Stretcher. Woman will stand. Pull me out. Being pulled out. Still working. Timelines are all jumbled up. They'd pulled the timelines apart and they're trying to put them back together again. There's been a split reality. How's that possible? Simultaneously all running at the same time. They're still trying to work it out. Pence. Another timeline. He will try and run as well. I'm seeing them all lined up. Black woman. Black woman. Rising. A black woman will rise in the United States of America, and a woman with lightish hair. Fighter jets. Fighter jets, when fighter jets go out. Strange twist of fate with Biden. Oh my God, now I'm in France. I'm in France and I'm going through grapes, vineyard, feeling of eliteness, grand place. As I look around, like a big chateau, big grand place, waterfall, front of this chateau, Macron. With his wife, nice day, hot. Announcements that day. Big news UK. Sadness. People, lots of people in the streets in France, white flags. Angry. Resign. He's signing something. He signed something. Macron. China. Trudeau signed the same thing. They've signed contract paper. Space. Technology. They have all done it. They're all signing this, the UK. I'm going underground. I'm going underground. I'm in a tunnel. It's like a futuristic tunnel. It's like something off Stranger Things. Where am I, Jed? Russia. Military tunnel. Underground base. Soldiers on little sort of drone cars going in. It goes to the end and then it opens that way. I'm going down. It's quite light. The floor is quite light. It's all smooth. Russian military. Lots. We are now in this big place and there's lots of Russian soldiers. Different generals. Plan an attack. Carl, something beginning with Carl, Catonias, something beginning with C. M and D. Big operation. Submarines surrounding. Because he doesn't want to go in with this. He wants to stand on his own. He wants to take back his land. He sees we're all as the enemy. And he's not going to stop. Operations in sea, Black Sea. He's in with the space. They're in on the space. They're all out there in space. Plan an attack from space. Something has happened within the last 24 hours between China and Russia. China is operating on the moon. Pain, getting pain. Can't breathe. People affected. Frequency. Energy. They do not have to go with boots on the ground or through sea. They can take things out from space. There is currently 5 countries operating within operations on the moon. The moon did land. They stopped televising because of the takeover. Direct weaponry attack from space planned. Event. C. They will tell us to go undercover. But they're fighting against Russia. What? Russia will not get China. Russia will not take down the dragon. The bear will turn against the dragon. They are all in it together and making it out to look China is the enemy. They are massively into the space programs. Where am I now? Let's get a drink, guys. 2 minutes, I'll get a drink. I'm going back into somewhere else. (2028) timeline, forward in time. Bans. Bands playing happiness, dancing in the streets. I see red. I see lots of red. Republicans will take back power. Unsure on 2024. Timeline fighting with timelines. But by 2028, a woman will stand in power. If not by 2024, by 2028. A lot of these older players aren't here. At least one will be here and be fed, spoon-fed, wheelchair, very old. The human civilization will have a breakthrough on alien contact. But it's not physical. It is through technology. It is not physical. It is through technology. Interception. Musk. All over world news. Snow. Cold. I'm cold. It's cold. Location. Europe. UK. It's all cold. Lots of snow. Lots and lots of snow. lanterns. We need light. Oh, that was November, December. Now I'm going back, not far on. Cows, lots of cows, herds of cows, trying to hurt them, trying to take them. Stop, stop. Protect them. I'm being given the word anthrax or something, or on purpose. Going forward in time, I'm looking at the pound, and it's got William's head on. William and Kate on the crown, on the pound, on the note. Where's Charles? Just frail. Timeline loop could come in. 25. They're not sure. They're saying get out. Timeline loop. Something could happen between then and 2025. Where am I now? Why am I seeing everybody jumping up and down in Scotland, cheering? Big celebrations. Strange. I'm happy. Everyone's happy. They're jumping up and down in Scotland. Oh, it's everywhere. Sorry, it's everywhere. But the jocks are getting drunk. The jocks are getting drunk. Everybody's happy. The rise and the fall of the Tory party. Woman, loud voice, bellowing through the United Kingdom. And she shakes William's hand, who is king. Is there anything else? Hot. Yellowstone Park. I'm there. I've got my feet on the surface, burning. Worry. Animals smoking gases. Deer or animals running. Running. Stench. Like an egg smell. $26 connected. Going back to that Russian place. They are setting them off, and there is craft they look like UFOs, but they're getting in, and then they're getting in, and they're going off through this, down into this bunker. It goes off like a porthole through space. They aren't going up, they're going down. There is big portholes on Earth travelling through. I'm feeling really weird. And they are going, accessing space. Everything's like hologram. It appears to be round. It's an energy circulating around Earth to make it look round. It's dome. They have accessed an energy in opened timelines. They are time traveling through. Many of these locations around Earth, and the main hub, Antarctica. Event, Black Sea. Event, Bermuda. Manipulated from up there when they get there. Anything else? Shootings again. Warning, high building. I'm getting I'm not sure if it's, can't be Japan. They don't get shootings there. But that's that Oriental feeling. It could be China. Or I'm getting a Chinese feeling with a building. And it's a hot day, but it's cool as you're going into the city with the wind. Near bank. Be careful. Warning. WM. Jet scene come out now. Big names to come down by that time. Big names. He's seen come out now. Thank you, Jed. Okay. One more thing. New Earth. It's the same planet. We just go through. They have accessed. Where they go through the portals of time, we can naturally do it. We can shift our reality. When we ascend and we create a new Earth, it's the same planet. It's a different timeline. And it's as if some of us are pulling away from certain people who are on a lower timeline, and we are just creating a new timeline. And that's how we will shift this planet. It all lies within us. So there has been they have altered timelines because they knew we were ascending. And once you ascend, you realise that a lot of this is manipulated. And there's a race to the finishing line. And June will be explosive. And I'm going to leave that one with you. Lots of roses. Lots of sorrow. Military will stand and salute near aeroplanes on a runway, USA. Thank you. Okay, guys. That was a strange visions I was seeing. Yeah, I believe June. I'm not sure. Maybe next June. So let's say a prayer. I hope you've enjoyed that. Just raw remote viewing. You just got to keep it in a library, keep it, see what comes of it. Did you enjoy that, Kim? I got like a smell, like a rotten egg smell, and I felt like it was just ready to, it was like so angry. More like leaking. It was like something to do with the fumes, some problem to do with the fumes, which was causing problems for the wildlife or something to happen. Jed's saying there's been a lot of activity coming in from the sky and we've not realised it. Weaponry. Like the time there was, I think it was in California, there was a lot of trees which just, oh no, there was some buildings that had been taken out, wasn't there? But the tree was still standing. Was that California or somewhere else? Yeah, like a sulfur dioxide smell. Interesting. So I'll be back on Thursday night, guys, and let's do a prayer. Closing circle for the night. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Uriel. Thank you, my guides, Jed. Thank you, Jed, tonight. And anybody who needs healing or they're worried about anybody, write the name in the comment section and you will receive healing. If a person or a persons or animals, whatever you're worried about, just write the names and you'll receive healing. I'll be back on Thursday night. And we'll see what we get. We might do some channeling and we'll look into the first half of Will Predictions. And yeah, I hope that's helped. Whatever I've seen tonight, what I was getting is different timelines, and they've been fiddling on with timelines. The 2024 election was interesting to come in. I've seen it really strong. You know, like where you have like the newspapers when you're coming out of like a subway or something, and you've got the newspaper headlines where the barrel lads would stand there and selling the newspapers. Do they still do that? It was like a posters and something about Trump, and it was huge, and it was on the headlines. I've seen that. But timelines can change all the time, guys. Timelines can change all the time. But let's send healing and prayers out to everybody who needs it, and that we are all protected, and that everybody receives what they need tonight. And Healing to all the people who are suffering, who are sick, all the animals out there, to protect all the children, to keep us all safe in these trying times, and that we are carried with the Holy Spirit as we navigate through this spiritual storm. We will be okay, we will save Earth, we will rise, but there's a new Earth what's forming, and they're up to stuff behind the scenes, guys, they really are, but we will be okay. And keep laughing, keep smiling, and raise that vibration, because you're a lot more powerful than you think. Amen. Thank you, guys. Take care, guys. Take care. You are a lot more powerful than what you think. And may the force be with you all. And as ET says, be good, be good, be good, be good. Because I do believe it's all about to come out. And I'll see you Thursday night. This is your Psychic LJ signing out. Good night, guys.